So here's a little intro for the ARIS notebook, the new big feature in 1.6. As you can see at the bottom, the tabs, there's a notebook tab in this game that I've opened. So let's see what that shows us. Here's the notebook. The notebook has a gear up in the top right, and that lets you choose what you can view in the notebook. You can choose between your notes and the notes that have been shared with you by other players of the game. And then down here at the bottom, you can choose to arrange the notes by date, by alphabetization, by their popularity in terms of how many likes they have, which you can see for each note up in this right column, and what those notes are tagged with. But for now, we'll just leave things alone. And this notebook already has 4 notes in it. When you first open up your notebook in a game that you create, there will be nothing here. But you can make a new note with the camera by pressing that button. You can make a new text note with that button and a new audio note with that button. So just for an extra bit of double vision, let's make a camera note right now. Okay, so the camera opens up, and notice just like in the default Apple camera, you can switch between still photos and videos. So for now, let's take a photo. Okay, this gives you a chance to look at your shot and decide whether to use it or to take another picture. So let's use it. And now we're in the note view screen. As you can see, the picture we just took is uploading there. If your internet connection is spotty and this process fails, everything else will still be here. There will just be a retry button. And once the picture uploads, the thumbnail refreshes and we get a title for that media item. The default title is the timestamp when it was taken. We're within a single note right now. And any note can have any number of media items. To add more of them, we just push a button down here. You can see there's text, there's audio, there's camera, and then you can also add pictures from the camera roll directly. The other 2 options for this note are whether to share the note. So if I hit that, this modal dialog comes up and it allows me to share on the list, in which case it'll show up to other players within their notebooks if they choose to look at shared notes through the gear, which we saw earlier. You can also share it to the map, in which case this note will show up on players' maps. You can share to both or don't share. For now, let's do both. So you can see it now says sharing listed map on that button. The other option for notes is to decide whether to give them a location or not. And as you can see, it starts out and this button is gray, and that's because it doesn't have a location. If you touch it, it brings us to a map view with that map with the note pinned right at your current location. As you can see, you can move that note around by holding on it and dragging. You can also zoom in and out, and it gives you the GPS coordinates there. Once you're done, you can either choose to remove the note from the map, choose the map type to see where you're putting it better, or just push done. Now, back in the note view, the location has a red marker indicating that that note does have a location. So, the next thing to see about these notes is both the note title, which here is new note, and the title of each media item can be changed. So if you give it a long press, you'll enter into edit mode and you'll get the cursor in the keyboard. And you can delete and add text in there, and then hit done when you're done. And let's give this new note a title. Let's just simplify things a little bit and call it new. Alright, so we're done with that. One final thing is that you can tag your notes with metadata. So the tag button is up at the top. And in this case, I don't have any game tags, and as the author, I made it so that players cannot create their own game tags. So I'll have to show you how to do this in another one of these little videos. So that's about what I can do with a note. Maybe just to show you adding another media item, let's add an audio clip to that. So then the microphone comes up and I can begin recording when I'm ready. This is me recording an audio note, and you can see the levels in the background, and now I'm done. Stop recording, and my three options are save, discard, and play. You can play it if you want to hear what it sounds like. This is me recording an audio note. You can discard and try again, or let's just save. And again, it uploads, and we're set. So I'm going to hit done because I'm done editing that note. And that takes me back to the notebook view, and you can see my new note shows up there at the top of the list. There are two little icons there. One is a camera, the other is headphones, indicating that that note contains both pictures and audio. You can see that I don't have any likes yet. No one likes my notes, but I can at least give myself a little love and like it just like that. If I want to look at the note itself, I can press on it right there. And this is what you'll see if you're looking at someone else's notes and see them in your notebook view. So see, I'm looking directly at the picture that I took, and if I swipe to the right, I get to the audio clip, and I can play it from there. And if I had more items, I could switch between them there. Now since this is my note, there's an edit button up at the top, and that would take me back to that edit view, where I can edit my notes. If I go back, you can see at the bottom for this note, it's a little hard to see. On the left here, this is a comment bubble, and on the right here, this is a like. And the like is blue, indicating that I already liked it, but now that I'm looking at it again, maybe decide that I don't really care that much for it. And I go to the comment panel, and you can see there's no comments now, so I'm going to add one. Now comments can be text, and the text field is already set up for me with the cursor and the keyboard, but I can also add pictures, videos, audio as comments to the notes. Now you can only add one media item per comment, unlike notes where you can add multiple media items. But so let's see, for my comment I will say better picture, because I'm going to take a better picture. My camera just now, or at least I think it's a better picture. Get the window in there. Okay, what a good picture. Alright, and now I'm going to save comment. Again, there's the uploading indicator, which if it fails will give me a retry button. And now this picture and my text comment, better pick, are in the comment feed. I don't know if you can see, but now in the comment box there's a 1 instead of a 0, and mentioned it at the time, there's also a 0 in the like box. So if I go back to liking it, there's a 1. Let's go back to the comment field, and there's better pick. And notice that the comment itself can support likes. So there's quite a bit of opportunities for validation of people's content that they upload to ARIS. CLH is my player name, and so that also accompanies the comments. And if there were more comments here, like let's say someone disagrees and says, no, it's not better. We'll save that comment. That shows up as a separate comment in this feed. And that comment itself can be liked. Okay, so that's what it looks like to interact with notes. And again, this is how you could interact with someone else's notes. The edit button just wouldn't be there. Let's see. Some more features to show you about notes has to do with deleting. Let's say I decided that that audio file was unnecessary in my note, or that I wanted to re-record it at a later date. So like a lot of things in iOS, you can delete items within the note by swiping. Sorry, a few bad touches there. So I swipe and the delete button shows up. And then if I hit it, that note item is gone. So I'm done. If I go back to my notebook, I can do that also with notes themselves. So I swipe to the left, delete note shows up, and now it's gone. Okay, so I think that's it for a basic note interface. Just to show you quickly, you can see trees and smoke. That's another note that's been put on the map and shared there. So if I click it, I get a quick travel message and I can go into that note. Also, because I've gone into the editor and given that note, I've given its location a large radius, it actually shows up in my nearby tab, as do some others that I've also set as hidden. So these notes become locations once you share them on the map, and when you're in the ARIS editor, you can make a lot of edits to them to change how players interact with those locations. So that's it for my basic notebook tutorial or demonstration. I hope you all find some interesting things to do with it and share your stories at the ARIS Google group. Thanks a lot.